Welcome to Short Story Theatre. The dictionaries tell us about karma. They say karma is the sum of a person's actions in this and previous states of existence, and it is viewed as a major factor in deciding their fate. Karma will always have her way, but as Bill Russo tells it in his short story, Karma and the Little Girl from Provincetown, karma needs a bit of a push, a nudge in the right direction. As our story opens, it's near Christmas and all is not well for a family in Provincetown. An enterprising young lady has plans to change things for the better by doing battle with the richest man on Cape Cod.
In the tiny city of Provincetown, on the tip of Cape Cod, there lived a poor fisherman and his wife. They had a sweet young daughter named Maria. Their home, a ramshackle cottage, not far from Commercial Street, was threatened daily with destruction by the rise and fall of the sea. In summer, the man, whose name was Francisco da Silva, began fishing every day at sunrise, from his small boat and brought his catch to sell at the wharf, just as the sun was setting in the harbor. His profits were enough to buy bread and milk, but little more. In winter, the family survived off the summer cash, until it was gone. Afterwards they existed until spring on little more than love. On December 25th at the turn of the century, the world was preparing for the 2000th birthday of the man from Nazareth. The Da Silva household was doing their best to get ready for that celebration, and one more, it was also the 12th birthday of Maria. She had been born on December 25th in their drafty cottage, after the family had been turned away from the John Barkley Medical Center, for having no money and no insurance. It was a difficult birth, but a kindly neighbor lady helped, and both mother and daughter were fine.
I'm Philomena Pires, I was the midwife who helped that night. I'll tell you this. Maria came out with her eyes wide open and alert. It's rare, but I have seen it before. It usually means the child will be healthy and vigorous. There are some who say something else. They say that such a child may develop second sight, or may become a seer.
As time went by, Maria was that and more. She was one of the smartest students in the entire 7th grade. There were 215 students in the Provincetown school system, grades K through 12, that year. Maria's class was the largest with 27 pupils. A problem with the heating system caused an early Christmas break. Maria helped her mother with holiday preparations. They knitted new mittens, scarves and hats for presents for each other, and made cheery Christmas cards by coloring in seasonal pictures from the newspaper and pasting them on cardboard. As always, Maria's dad Francisco tried to get winter work. He was able to make a few dollars by shoveling snow left by the storm that had helped to overburden the school's creaky heating system. He made just enough money to be able to buy a wonderful holiday dinner for his family. The table would overflow with turkey and ham, grapes and apples, wine and eggnog, and chocolates and candy canes. There would not, however, be enough money for the one thing that Maria had desired for 2 years, a shiny bicycle like the one in the window of the toy store. In desperation, Francisco walked to the medical center owned by John Barkley, the wealthiest man in town. As he trudged through the snow into the parking lot, he saw Mr. Barkley getting out of his car. He gave some instructions to his driver and began walking to the entrance of his healthcare building.
Mr. Barkley. Hey, Mr. Barkley. Hold up a second. Can I speak with you?
I'm busy, Da Silva. I'm a busy man, Da Silva. Do you hear? Some of us on Cape Cod have to work, year-round. We can't all be lucky enough to have a summer job.
Work is what I want to talk to you about, Mr. Barkley. If I could just have a few days' employment, so that I can buy my family a Christmas present, and it's my daughter's birthday as well.
You should have saved your summer fishing money instead of begging me for.
Listen, Barkley, I am not begging for anything. I am asking you man to man for a job of work. Rich as you are, you can't disrespect and disregard me.
I'm sorry, Francisco, for being impolite, but I really am quite busy now, with my new acquisition of the Hyannis Health Stock Clinic, and other things. We are not hiring right now. Good day.
Barkley stomped off as if offended by the mere presence of the fisherman. He went inside without looking back. Barkley was flush with cash, after unloading 500 acres of mostly useless land, in a town off the island of Cape Cod. He had successfully spread a rumor that the property was eventually going to be the site of a gambling casino, to be operated on behalf of the Wampanoag tribe of Native Americans. The lie grew a veneer of truth when the tribe expressed momentary interest. When that interest died down 6 months later, It was too late for the investment group that had paid many millions to Barkley, for land worth at most a few $100,000. When questioned about his shady deal, Barkley said,
"Caveat emptor, let the buyer beware." That's an old Latin saying and it's still true today. I'm not to blame for anything. Caveat emptor.
Francisco de Silva, for his part, continued his search for a job of work. The community was home to less than 2,000 year-round residents, so there were few places to look. That night at a meager supper he told his family what had happened when he tried to get work from Barkley.
"Don't be sad, Daddy. I'm only 11 years old, soon to be 12, but as sure as my name is Maria, I guarantee you, Daddy, that Barkley will be served a little dish of karma soon enough. And usually once karma starts putting things on a person's table, bad things happen. Barkley will get his. I just know it."
The next day brought sunshine and an unseasonal warm-up to near 60. The sands at Herring Cove Beach shimmered, like gemstones in the brilliant rising sun when Maria and her mom arrived, for some exercise and beach combing. Aside from some pretty shells, they saw little on the beach until Maria glimpsed a shiny reddish stone, shaped like an egg. Picking it up, she waved her arms and cried,
"Look, Mama, an egg rock. I never expected to find such a treasure on the beach. It's a real egg rock. See how round it is. How smooth it is. And notice the gorgeous red hue."
It's very pretty, Maria, but what is an egg rock?
"Oh Mom, it's very special. An egg rock is an unusual stone. It is not just shaped like an egg, it is an egg. It's said that sometimes there is a gem inside. When the rock is cracked, out may tumble a diamond, or a giant ruby. You never know what's going to be inside. I know that this is a good luck omen. Let's walk home by way of Commercial Street. Maybe we can go in the toy store and just look."
But Maria, I feel so bad. You know we cannot buy you the bike. Your dad and I tried, but we just...
"Don't worry about that, Mama. I think everything is going to work out just fine."
Warm sunshine during the morning melted the snow, and the sidewalks were bristling with people taking advantage of the fine weather. Many shops were closed for the season, but several restaurants and galleries were open. The toy store had set up a sidewalk display, highlighted by a shiny new blue Raleigh bicycle with 3 speeds, just like the original English bikes. This was the very bike that Maria desired. Last-minute shoppers queued around piles of wooden soldiers, board games, hockey sticks, baseball gloves, and huge stacks of the year's most popular electronic item, the PlayStation 2. Maria noticed that John Barkley was among the crowd looking with excitement at Sony's new game system. She knew that Barkley was interested in anything that was new and expensive. Johnny Dimple, the owner of the toy store, was showing Barkley the assortment of games available for the PlayStation 2. It was common knowledge that the millionaire had a young granddaughter who he doted on. Dimple knew that he had a potential sale of hundreds of dollars, maybe more. Maria recalled the talk with her dad about karma. She had an idea. She began chatting excitedly, more than loud enough for Barkley to hear.
"No, Mama, I really can't trade an egg rock for a bicycle. What if the egg rock has a gem? Mama, a gem inside would be worth 100 bicycles. No, Mama, I simply cannot do it, no matter how much I admire the very honest and astute Mr. Dimple and his store."
What are you talking about, Maria?
"Mom, just play along. In just a minute you'll see what this is about."
Maria kept up the patter, and her mom joined in. Finally both Mr. Dimple and the old skinflint, Barkley, were curious enough to wander over to join in.
"Hello, Maria. Good afternoon, Mrs. De Silva. What's this about an egg rock?"
Oh, hello, Mr. Dimple. Isn't it wonderful? Maria found an egg rock that washed ashore on Herring Cove Beach. Can you believe it?
Maria, what is an egg rock? I've never heard of such a thing.
"Oh, hello, Mr. Barkley. I didn't know you were here. You probably know more about egg rocks than I do. I'm sure you have at least one in your collection. As you are aware, an egg rock is really more of an egg than it is a rock. The outer shell can be broken. I have heard it said that inside, sometimes a great treasure gem can be found. You know, just like discovering a pearl in an oyster."
I told you, child. I've never heard of an egg rock. What about it, Dimple? Is there such a thing?
"Well, yes, Mr. Barkley. I have seen them advertised for sale in the newspaper, though I have never had any in my store."
Maria is thinking of cashing it in, so that she can buy the blue Raleigh bicycle.
No, Mom. I told you that I want the bicycle, but I don't want to give up the egg rock. I think that it's good luck. If I keep it, I'll get much more than just a new bicycle.
I might be interested in getting an egg rock for my granddaughter, Dimple. How much will you charge me for one?
Mr. Barkley, I don't carry them. I don't have any. In the summer, I am sure you can get all you want over at the...
I can't wait until summer, Dimple. I need an egg rock now. Right now. Christmas is only 2 days away. My granddaughter has to have an egg rock under her tree. Mrs. De Silva, you're a reasonable woman. I've always had your family's best interest in mind. Please persuade your daughter to sell me her egg rock. I'll give her the money for the bicycle, and an extra $100 besides.
Maria and her mother stepped away from the two men to discuss the situation. As Mr. Barkley and Johnny Dimple looked on, they couldn't hear the words that were spoken, but it was obvious that Mrs. De Silva was having a hard time convincing Maria to part with the egg rock. Finally, after much pleading by mother to daughter, Maria agreed to the sale.
I will sell you this egg rock, Mr. Barkley. But I cannot guarantee that this particular egg rock will have a rare and valuable gem inside. I recommend never breaking it open. Keep its contents a mystery. Do you understand my terms? Do we have a deal?
The excited millionaire happily agreed, and peeled off the cash to Maria, from a roll as thick as an apple. Maria paid for the blue Raleigh bicycle, and gave her mom the extra $100 saying, "Merry Christmas, Mama." That season, the De Silvas had their best Christmas ever, thanks to the windfall of the egg rock. As for the rich old Mr. Barkley, he was once again a hero to his granddaughter, as he presented her with the only egg rock obtainable that season, on all of Cape Cod. The week after Christmas, once again Francisco De Silva was looking for winter work, on Commercial Street. Something had changed. Everywhere he went, he was looked upon with honor, and people were queuing up to give jobs to the father of such a fine girl as Maria De Silva. Suddenly, people who used to call him simply De Silva were signaling him, and calling him over with greetings such as, "Hello Cisco, how's the De Silva family today? Let me know if you need anything." As he walked by the toy store, Johnny Dimple was sweeping the sidewalk. He asked Johnny why everyone was being so nice to him and celebrating his daughter Maria.
Don't you know Cisco? It's a wonderful story. Ask your daughter. Ask Maria, she'll tell you.
At dinner that evening, he did question Maria, and had a great laugh when she explained everything. She gave her father a clipping from last summer's advertisement from the town hardware store, and told him to bring it to Mr. Barkley. She also gave him a message to deliver. Cisco walked to the parking lot of the John Barkley Medical Center, and waited for the driver to open the door, so the great man could step out of his luxury car.
Mr. Barkley. Oh, Mr. Barkley, hold up a minute. Hold up a minute, I have something for you from my daughter Maria.
Oh, hello, De Silva. Please make it quick. I'm a busy man. What have you got for me?
Cisco handed Barkley the advertisement from the hardware store. It read, "Now at Town Hardware, egg rocks. $10 for 1 cubic foot of egg rocks. Perfect for landscaping. Round and smooth. They look like eggs." Barkley read the advertisement, and looked up at Cisco with a scowl growing on his surprised face. Before he could say anything, Cisco added,
"She said to give you a message. Caveat emptor, let the buyer beware." That's what she said, Mr. Barkley. Caveat emptor. Let the buyer beware.
When karma attacks, she is powerful and vindictive. Sadly, in our everyday life, far too often, we see situations where karma has missed the boat. If your days and nights are troubling, and there's a John Barkley stomping on the garden of your life, perhaps a week or two on Cape Cod will help. Get on the old King's Highway at the Sagamore Bridge, and travel all the way to the end of the earth, Provincetown. Wander down Commercial Street, and ask for the little girl from Provincetown. She lives there still, and everybody knows her. Perhaps, if your story is sad enough, or good enough, Maria will help you to serve up a big dish of frozen karma. Thanks for listening to Bill Russo's tale, Karma and the Little Girl from Provincetown. If you liked this little story, check out our other short stories and please, come back again soon. Won't you?